What to do, everybody? We are back. We are doing something interesting today. Something a little different. Actually, I think it'd be better to move my thing over to this corner just because of what we're doing. We are going to be fan casting the Horus Heresy in today's vid. Alright, so it's basically been confirmed that Henry Cavill is doing some Amazon Prime Warhammer TV show, and a candidate for that TV show, a pretty strong, solid option, could be the Horus Heresy. Do I think it would be it's a pretty ambitious project if it were to be the Horus Heresy, but where else are you going to start? I don't know. The Great Crusade, end of the Great Crusade, beginning of the Horus Heresy. That is a pretty good, solid point for me, I think. But it might not be that. This is just all speculation. This is all fan cast. It's just fun. It's just fun. So, but why not make a video on it? Um, okay, let's get into this. Let's just get straight into this. First up, we got the first Legion guy himself, Lion L. Johnson. Now the Lion's a duelist, so I knew I wanted somebody who was able to bring that to the table or reflect that in their work. And the look, obviously. The Lion is quite a dynamic character. He he can go from being a nice brother from 1 minute to punching somebody's head off the next. So I need somebody who can display a range of emotion, I guess. Um, and this is who I've picked. I've picked Ewan McGregor for the Lion. Now, Ewan McGregor, I'm not gonna lie, he has the look. He's got the beard, he's got the long hair. You can definitely pull off the look. Similar age as well. Uh, Not only that, but he's got the choreography experience from Star Wars, so he can reflect the Lion's dueling capabilities on the screen. So I thought about that. Not only that, he's just a good actor. He's in many movies. He's been in musicals. He's got range as an actor. He can play. He's played bad guys. He's played good guys. He's about done it all. Uh, Another one is actually gonna pop up later. Uh, I did initially choose somebody else for the line, but I ended up going Ewan McGregor just because of his choreography and his range as an actor, and he's got the look. Next up, we got Third Legion, Emperor's Children. We got Fulgrim. The Second Legion is obviously an unknown Primarch, so you can't really cast that one. But although he is pretty Sigma Primarch, from what we've heard, or what's implied. Uh, but yeah, my screen just went a little bit darker. That's because I need to turn on my charger, so I'll go do that. And we are back. Okay, next up, Fulgrim. Okay, so Fulgrim I needed a range again. I needed the actor to express emotion quite in depth to whoever I'll choose. And I also need to represent that like sinister beauty with Fulgrim, because you know his whole thing is perfection. He's a perfectionist at heart, so he needs to represent that. He represents that in his looks, I guess. Um, yeah, I needed somebody who could play a dark character but also warmth, because he was a pretty good brother at the start. So yeah, uh, who have I chosen for Fulgrim? Austin Butler. So obviously he has the look. He could definitely pull off the look of Fulgrim. Also, he can play dark characters, as we've seen in June, and we've seen in uh, he was this creepy guy in June Part Two, Harkonnen's nephew, I'm pretty sure, and in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he was on Charles Manson's farm. He was like one of the cult members, so obviously a pretty weird dude. Uh, he's played other roles that are not dark, so that's why I think he could portray both sides of Fulgrim to the full extent. I just think he's the best overall choice. There are some other good choices that I've seen out there, though. So yeah, but I've gone with Austin Butler. Next one, Perturabo. Perturabo. Okay. This one, I needed somebody who could snap. I was looking for somebody who could portray the anger and the jealousy of Perturabo. Uh, Plus the look, of course. Um, but Perturabo he's quite a jealous guy, and I needed somebody who could do a lot with their face because he doesn't speak much. So I needed somebody who could uh, speak a lot of their eyes. I needed somebody who could also do quite a deep, strong voice. Um, and there is no better option than John Bernthal, I believe, for Perturabo. He has the look of Perturabo. He can definitely rock the bald, and he's just got that fucking look, bro. In the I think the best uh display of this was in The Walking Dead with Shane when he was playing Shane. He always has this just fucking look, bro. And it definitely represents Perturabo perfectly. But he was also in other movies such as Fury. He was in The Punisher. He can do angry, and you know, I could just picture them like uh having some meeting and him like just just bursting out with anger, with rage. So yeah, I think 100%, uh John Bernthal is the choice here. I was gonna speak about some other things about John Bernthal, but there isn't really much. He's just so good. What else? You know what? Perturabo as a character, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do that because that's just going to go off on a tangent, and I'm not doing a ranking of the Primarchs video. I'm doing a casting video. So, yeah. Next one, Jagatai Khan. Now, Jagatai Khan, I struggled with. I actually had to do some research to come to a conclusion on Jagatai Khan, but I'm pretty happy with the choice which I came to. Okay, for fuck's sakes. Um, okay, so Tadanobu Asano, my bad. He seems like the best candidate for Khan, at least. He was in Shogun, over here. This is him in Shogun. And he also played Genghis Khan. And there are so many parallels to draw between Genghis Khan and and Jagatai Khan. But also he's just pretty good. He's pretty Sigma, Genghis Khan. So yeah, let's do that. That is my choice. Can we please like not do this bullshit? Like holy fuck. Okay. Lehman Russ. Now there was one person who immediately came to my mind when thinking of Russ, and that was Ray Stevenson, but unfortunately he did pass away in 2023. I believe it was not announced publicly, so I won't go into depth on what happened there. Just for the sake of their family, of his family. But yeah, he would have been a great choice for us. Uh, Not only because of he's in a Star Wars movie first of all, but he's just a good actor overall. So he has the choreography capability plus the acting capability to pull off Russ, and he's acted as Vikings before, and he can definitely do that kind of brotherly bondship that the Space Wolves seem to have. Uh, but yeah, Ray Stevenson would have been a good choice. But I did include another choice, which I also really like. You might start to see a pattern here. That it's going to end here, the pattern. But yeah, Andrew Lincoln. He's my second choice for Lehman Russ. Why Andrew Lincoln? First of all, he has the look of Lehman Russ. He has that fucking feral look about him. Uh, and obviously here we see him with a bloody axe. So he knows how to handle an axe. And mate, I mean, feral Rick Grimes and Lehman Russ are so similar to each other, but yeah, I definitely think he has the acting capabilities. We've just not seen him in a lot. We have seen him in The Walking Dead. Um, we know he has range because of that's 10 years of his life right there. He was in The Walking Dead. Then he came out of The Walking Dead. He did a few less named projects. And that before that he was actually a rom-com, uh, so he does have range as an actor. I do think he could pull off Lehman Russ. So he's my choice. Next up, we have Rogel Dawn. This one I went a bit more like mainstream, I want to say. But I think still, who else are you gonna choose other than this guy? Josh Brolin. Rogel Dawn up until the Siege of Terror is quite a one-dimensional character, and what I mean by that is he doesn't say much. He doesn't talk a lot, and he doesn't express emotion a lot. But he needs he needs to show emotion at times. But Rogue Dawn really does step up as a character in Siege of Terror. I think Rogue I think Josh Brolin is probably the best choice for this because he can do that kind of I'm not showing you my emotions kind of guy. But you can also spill them out at some point. Obviously, he's most well known for Thanos, and he was also in Old Country for No Country for Old Men. Both both great characters in both. He was also recently in Weapons. He's not just a bad guy. He was actually he was a protagonist in Weapons. One of the yeah yeah he's a good actor. He was also in Only the Brave. That movie is also really good. I should have included that as an image actually. That movie about the LA fires, and he was a firefighter, and yeah, that's good. That's good. That's real Rogel Dawn shit right there. Next up, we have Conrad Kurz, Primarch of the Night Lords. This guy, my thought process was creepy. And when I say creepy, only one guy comes to mind, man, and that is Bill Skarsgård. I can totally picture this guy playing fucking Conrad Kurz. Like, bro, what did Conrad Kurz do again? Fucking killed like 100, 200 babies or some shit. He did some fucked up shit, Conrad Kurz. I think Conrad Kurz is, yeah. Well, obviously he was in the new Crow. I only use this image because it kind of gives me Conrad Kurz vibes, sort of. This is Pennywise, another well-known role he was in. He was also recently in Nosferatu, which got good ratings. Uh, I feel like Bill Skarsgård could also play another character on this list, but I actually chose somebody else. But honestly, he could do both. Uh, he could do both. Anything else to talk about? Bill Skarsgård. He's got like the creepy eyes. To be honest, I feel like if he just grows his hair out, like dyes it black, just a bit of makeup, he'd be a good Conrad Curtis in terms of looks. He can definitely act. That's for fucking sure. Actually, Alexander Skarsgård is also a good option for Conrad Curtis, his brother. He can do that as well. Next up, we got Ferris Manus, and Ferris Manus is such. He needs to be a well-developed character. Is all I'm gonna say. So I picked a character who I picked an actor who can show that brotherly love with Fulgrim, and also I chose a guy who can be cruel at times. You know, he can definitely be cruel. So I went who can act cruel. I mean, um, and also Ferris Manus is probably like one of the first major arcs of a series if it were to happen. He'd probably be one of the main characters at the start, at least. Um, I ran through a bunch of things in my mind. One of them being Sean Bean because just of how similar their fates were. In Sean Bean was Ned Stark in Game of Thrones, and I thought, yeah, that would have been a funny choice, but obviously he doesn't have the look, so I went with somebody else. I chose Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell, he looks like Ferris Manus to me. He's got like the same sort of widow's peak that we see. But not only has he got looks, he was recently in Penguin, and I loved Penguin so much. You can actually sympathize with the dude, but he's actually such a bad guy. He's actually such a bad guy. You can't justify some of the shit he does, but he also, at the same time, you can sympathize like with him, which is crazy. And yeah, but he's just selfish though. He's such a dynamic character, Ferris Manus, and he is a dynamic actor. He can do lots of shit. And this is True Detective, one of my favorite TV programs, until the most recent season, of course. But you know, you know. What else to talk about? Colin Farrell. I really don't want him to mess up Ferris Manus, because Fulgrim is one of my favorite novels, dude. It's probably my favorite novel in the whole of the Horus Heresy. So that's why I like Fulgrim so much, but it's also why I like Fulgrim. And I can really see them. I can really see Colin Farrell and Austin Butler getting along. That's why I chose him. Chose a guy who Fulgrim can see perfection in a way. Uh, Similar ideals, I guess. Next up, we have Sanguinius. Sanguinius, I actually kind of struggled with this one. Because again, you need somebody who can obviously do all the warmth of Sanguinius, show all that warmth, but also, the Black Rage shit, uh, Black Rage, and all that shit. So I went with that as well. Taking that into account, I chose Jeremy Allen White, most well known for The Bear. in which he kind of bursts out in anger quite a lot, and the Iron Claw. Uh, I just love this movie actually. I love the Iron Claw. Very sad. Um, but yeah, I guess the Iron Claw. You could draw parallels to this and ju- them just wanting to be loved by their father, because it's very similar in a way. But yeah, yeah, I think Jeremy Allen White is a great choice for Sanguinius. He has the kind of look, and definitely just could pull it off. Next up, we got Angron, and for this one, I went two routes. We got the motion capture route, the the motion capture kind of way, and the non-motion capture. Um, which one would I prefer them to do? Probably a mix of both, but I put both anyway. So yeah, I I would prefer pre-demon transformation Angron to be the second option, and then demon Angron I want to be my motion capture option. So let's just get into this. Here is my motion capture option, and that is Andy Serkis, the man himself. He can probably, if any of these characters were motion capture, he could do everything. He has such range. He was in, I mean, I'm just using his motion capture examples here. He was Gollum in Lord of the Rings, and he was Caesar in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the trilogy. But he's also been in things like Andor in recent times, and uh, not Black Panther. Oh, he was in Black Panther and Age of Ultron. Um, and also in Expedition 33. He was a character in Expedition 33. He has just such a good voice, and I think he could perfectly do the anger that Angron has, the eternal anger, the eternal hate that Angron has. And yeah, I just think it's a good choice for motion capture. If you're going the motion capture route, which for Angron, I think Demon Angron, you're going to struggle to do that with practical effects. But pre-heresy Angron, pre-heresy, not pre-heresy, pre-heresy, yeah, and just before Demon, I think Dave Bautista is the option. Because he can show that love. Because Angron was a pretty chill dude before, but he can also be a bit angry at times, obviously. But you know, Angron pre-demon. I think Dave Bautista is perfect for him because we can see his anger, of course, but he's also got that other side to him, that warmth to him. Like I said before, he's in roles like Drax. He played Drax, and he played uh, the Harkonnen guy in June. Yeah, just a decent pick. Next up, we have Gilliman, G-Man. Now this one was strange because I actually kind of struggled with it. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, if you can find somebody who looks like Gilliman, then I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. Because in a series, I think Gilliman is gonna be uh, probably in the Horus Heresy series, he's not gonna be the most interesting character. He's a tactician, uh, but he's not gonna be like the most compelling character, uh, ever is he? So it's Gilliman. But you know what? I chose a good actor for this. I've got a really good feeling uh, about this one. That's Alan Richson. Yeah, he's just got the physicality to be somebody like Roberto Gilliman, even though he's not going to use his physicality much. Roberto Gilliman still has that physicality, and if you can have it, then you might as well. And he's a good actor as well. He was in Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher has a similar sort of thing to Gilliman. He's both physical, physically strong and smart. And he's also got some martial arts capabilities if need be he ever gets into a fight, but I doubt that fucking Gilliman will get into a fight because he will just get fucking slaughtered. Mortarion, and this is what I considered Bill Skarsgård for, just because of the fact that in Nosferatu his voice was so goddamn good. But I've gone with somebody else because I had to, because I had to. Plus, I wanted to. No, I didn't have to. I wanted to. Woody Harrelson. I think Woody Harrelson could totally pull this off. Woody Harrelson has like that sadness in his eyes, bro. I just think he could. I just think he could. He's a really good actor as well. He can play that sort of sinister look as well. Natural born killer. But also he's in True Detective, in which he plays uh, a not so faithful husband, but also you can sympathize with him. Yeah, I think he's a good candidate. He also has kind of like a raspy, gargly voice, which I think with like some effects and some training, vocal training, he could be a good Mortar. Magnus the Red, bro. Magnus. Uh, this guy, I needed. He's one of my favorite characters, actually, Magnus. So I needed somebody who could be you can very much empathize with at the beginning of the Horus Heresy because everybody's ignoring him and everybody's being a dick to him. But then you see his transformation into like kind of a cold-hearted dude, and yeah, I'll get into who I chose. And I chose Michael Fassbender. I think he could totally pull off the look. I think because I think Magnus is one of them that's gonna require a bit of CGI because he's kind of just a projection. I think this guy could totally do that. Uh, but his roles, Magneto, you know, I think you can draw parallels to Magneto and Demon Demon Magnus. Uh, that sort of his personality. They got very similar personalities in certain instances. And Magneto is actually a similar character to Magnus in some ways, kind of a tragic character. And he's also in 300. I just love 300. So yeah, we got that camaraderie in 300, which obviously is good to have. Next up, Lorgar. This is one of my favorite picks, bro, because I feel I've not seen this one. I've not seen this one. So yep, Lorgar. Lorgar. Michael Mando. Michael Mando. I've gone for Michael Mando for Lorgar. Obviously, I just love Michael Mando. Obviously, because his bro Nacho Varga, this sort of morally ambiguous character, shows that he has so much range. Which I think would work. He's definitely going to work for Lorgar. I mean, you could make it work. Um, I pulled this scene out actually, in particular, because I can just see him with all like his tattoos on his head and all that shit, and he's just been fucking, you know, told by the Emperor that all that stuff. That he got fucking told by the Emperor not don't worship me, you dick. Um, I could see him lashing out sort of like this. He has that look, man. He can flip a switch and be insane. Um, and also I pulled up this one because this guy, the most memorable. It's so memorable. This guy from Far Cry 3, where he plays like an actual psychopath. Uh, yeah, I think Michael Mando is such a good fucking choice. I'm really proud of myself with this one. Really proud of myself with this one. Are we doing this again, bro? Come on, Cam. Oh yeah, wait. Do I want to expand on this? I don't think I did. Okay, but yeah, Lorgar's story can be really cool if they get Michael Mando. Vulcan. Vulcan. Oh yeah, just to preface, I'm doing basically all Primarchs. I'm doing the Emperor, I'm doing Malkador, and I'm also including Abaddon, and I'm including Garviel Loken. Because, you know, those guys are very focal to the whole Horus Heresy, I think. I'll do other characters, maybe. I'm also doing Erebus. I'm also doing Erebus. Because those are like the main characters of the Horus Heresy. Now, there's other minor ones, like, yeah, but yeah, let's just keep on track here. Vulcan. Vulcan, there was a clear choice to me, but unfortunately, he passed away, and that was Michael Clark Duncan. I think I think both in terms of looks and in terms of emotion, he would have been the perfect choice for Vulcan. He can be very emotional, but he's like in Green Mile, for instance. He was seen as like some monster because he was framed for killing a child, falsely accused, and he ended up getting executed because this was like in like 1960s where obviously there was lots of issues in terms of racism, in terms of like police brutality and shit like that. So he did get pinned for that just because of his sheer size as well. Uh, he did end up getting executed in a pretty horrific way because of somebody wet his electrical prong thingies. So instead of getting one electric zap and just dying, he was getting burnt as well because you know what happens with electricity and water, it just fucking it goes berserk. But yeah, I think both physically and like so acting wise, he was just really good. But we lost him. We lost him. So yeah, R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan. My second choice for Vulcan is Yahya Abdul Mateen the second. I believe it's the second. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He has he has stature, bro. He's like 6'3", like 6'3". You know, he can build muscle. Uh, he can build muscle, and I think that he's just a good choice. I mean, he was Manta. He played Black Manta in Aquaman. Not like I'm saying Aquaman's a good film or anything, and he was in Candyman. Uh, I think he could pull off Vulcan. Uh, but obviously Vulcan, I actually struggle with this one. I actually kind of struggle with this one after realizing that Michael Clark Duncan was passed away. So yeah. Next up, Corvus Corax. Yeah, I like my choice for this one. I do like my choice for this one. I've gone for Jared Leto. Uh, I don't understand people who hate on Jared Leto. Yes, he's been in some bad films recently. Is he a bad actor? No, no. He's one of the best method actors out there right now. Just to shut all the bad actor down allegations, he was in fucking Requiem for a Dream right here. This is from Requiem for a Dream. He was in Fight Club, and he was also in American Psycho. Those are three movies that are easily in the top 500, right? For a lot of people. American Psycho is not for me, but you know, it's not my top 500, I'd say. Maybe it is, actually. And he was also in recently in Tron. Just so you know, he doesn't fucking age. This was filmed like 27, 25 years ago. This dude is a literal vampire, and he's got that vampiric essence to him, which I think is perfect for Corvus Corax. Do I think that they are going to uh like blow a budget on this big of an actor or any of these actors? No, but best case scenario, I'd probably go with Jared Leto. These are all best case scenarios. Uh, Actually, let me take it back. They might find like a golden. They might like find a diamond in the rough, you know. But yeah, Alpharius Amigon, aka the worst Primarch, easily the worst Primarch, right? Jesus Christ. Anybody who, bro, I can't. Alpha Legion sucks. Alpha Legion sucks. I'm sorry to anybody who plays Alpha Legion, but you suck. But yeah, I've gone with Rufus Sewell for Alpharius. Why have I gone with Rufus Sewell? Um, well, I think if he just shaved his head, he would look like Alpharius. And also, one of my mom's favorite movies is The Holiday, with this motherfucker, and he's a prick, and he gives. I just thought, like, who's the biggest prick ever? I was like, oh, this guy from The fucking Holiday. So, yeah, that's one choice. And he was also in this, where I'm pretty sure he's a prick in this one as well. But yeah, he's good at acting in that sort of prickish manner. Horus. So Horus Lupercal, Primarch of the Lunar Wolves. And there was only really one option for me. If Daniel, nah, I've seen some people say Daniel Day-Lewis. He's way too fucking old, and two, he's he is like retired from acting, so it's just not gonna happen. I want something with some kind of realism, you know. I've gone with Tom Hardy. He's proved himself as an actor time and time again. I think he could play the kind of nice dude at the start for us, and I also think he could portray the fucking evil Horus. I mean, we got Bane. We got Bane. That's pretty close to Demon Horus right there. And he's also played like Peaky Blinders. Dude is a legend. Dude is a legend. So yeah, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. Now we got Big Daddy E, the Emperor of Mankind. This one was hard for me because I was split between two. I'm gonna say the one that I didn't decide. I'm gonna say the one that I didn't end up going for first, and that was Henry Cavill. Think. I thought Henry Cavill was too obvious, but also I thought it would have been weird if Henry Cavill was father of Josh Brolin. So yeah, I mean it could work. It could work, but then I'd have to change Rogue One to somebody who's much younger. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So I went with somebody who looks a bit more mature, and I settled on Javier Bardem, one of my favorite actors. No Country for Old Men, James Bond, Skyfall. He can play that sort of villain, that dark side of the Emperor, which he does have. Any of you motherfuckers who deny that are stupid. And also, he was a leader in Dune and Dune Part 2. He was a pretty decent leader, and I think he could play that sort of father figure pretty well. He was also in Monsters, in which he's a father figure, a pretty bad father figure at that, which the Emperor is. So, yeah, I think he's a perfect choice. Next up, we got Malkador. Pretty wizened guy. Uh, First off, I think that the dude, I've just, this has just dawned upon me since looking at this photo perfectly. Uh, uh, looking at this photo in depth or like close up, the dude from Harry Potter, bro, with the dude, wait, old guy, Harry Potter cat. This dude with the cat, August Filch. This dude with the cat just looks like Malkador now that I look at it. So this guy, David Bradley, he's another choice, just as easily as the one I'm about to say. But for Malkador, uh, I'll show you. Okay, I went for Jeremy Irons, and he played. He's got so many roles which I don't know, but what I do know him from is uh he plays Alfred in Batman vs Superman movie, and I think that he would make a perfect Malkador because just as much as Alfred has some sort of authority over Batman in a way, and sort of some sort of superiority in a way, because in the comics, Batman listens to Alfred, just like how Big Daddy E listens to Malkador, to an extent. So yeah, I think he's just a good actor, and he could 100% do a really good Malkador, but as well as the dude that I've just mentioned before, from Harry Potter. Next up, we got Garfield Loken. Now, Garfield Loken is you see so much as Garfield Loken. You basically see the fall of Horus from his POV, so that kind of makes him a main character. He's basically the main character of the first few books, like the first trilogy of books, is all Garfield Loken. Kind of. It's from his POV. It's from his point of view, which makes him like a main character in my book. He sees the rise and fall of Horus. He is a lunar wolf himself. Uh, but he's one that didn't fucking turn to the dark side. Mad respect for this guy. Mad respect. Love this dude. And I've chosen Aaron Taylor Johnson for the job. I think he is a good actor. What can I say? He's a good actor. He was in Bullet Train. I just touch up his look a bit. I just dye his hair blonde, but he's got the fucking acting capabilities. He's in Bullet Train. He was a kick-ass. He was in fucking Craven recently. I've heard he was good in that, but the writing was just terrible. He's got the physicality. You know, he's the whole package. Aaron Taylor Johnson, guys. And also, I try to choose English actors as much as I can because I believe that English actors would just be more realistic in terms of where it's probably going to be shot, right? Because Warhammer is basically based in the UK. Like the main headquarters, probably like UK or America. But yeah, I think UK actors are more likely to say yes to something like Warhammer. Next up, we have Abaddon. Um, yeah, he's kind of he's kind of like during the heresy and everything, but post heresy he falls off. But I actually kind of like him a lot more than Horus towards the like Siege of Terror sort of things. Uh, bro, it's just with Horus, I'm like, with every action that he takes, I'm just like, you're an idiot, bro. But yeah, that's just my little rant. Abaddon. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Adam Driver. why did I choose Adam Driver? Adam Driver can perfectly like showcase Abaddon's like kind of bubbling over like his, you see Abaddon's like anger bubbling like his fieriness, and I think Adam Driver could perfectly do this. He's a great actor. This is from Marriage Story. This is from KK Klansman, and he's just got so much fucking anger. So does Abaddon. But you could also showcase the other side of Abaddon when he's actually kind of a chill dude with Garvey Logan and Lot. Yeah. And I'm gonna close it up with Erebus. So yeah, who have I chosen for Erebus? And arguably, Erebus is more key than his Primarch. Like Erebus is so key to the story. He puts into action a lot. He does. He does put into action a lot, and he's basically you could argue that he's the cause of Horus's descent. And I want Matthew McConaughey to play Erebus. Uh, Matthew McConaughey. Why do I think he could play Erebus? Shave his head off, put some tattoos all over. That's fucking Erebus right there. I think the nihilistic thing that this guy in True Detective brings to the table is so good. I love True Detective. Bro, True Detective season 1 is probably like is up there with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul in terms of like fucking cinema. The best seasons of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is up there with them. Season 1 of True Detective. And we know he can play a prick, which Erebus is. So we've got the Wolf of Wall Street guy he's also a prick in this. So I know, but there's no actual like real roles that he's played in which he is like a horrible guy as Erebus is. But yeah, I can actually respect Erebus to an extent, which is crazy. But yeah, that's my video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm not sure what the runtime in this is, but it took me quite a while to compile this. Uh, I I was thinking about making a part two, but I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I just don't think it's worth it. I think I've covered all of the main characters. Everything else is probably just background characters. I mean, you got Torgadon, Araman, and all those fucking guys like Khan and the World Eaters, all that shit. But I don't think it's going to be as big as a deal for the first season at least. The first season, I mean, it can't really extend more than this. So if it were to be this even, we don't know. We don't know. But yeah, it's a cool idea, and I'd like to do this. Next video, I'll probably do like a ranking of the Primarchs. I've not done that in a while. I'd like to give my thoughts on some of the Primarchs. If you like the video, comment. If you like the video, like it, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already, all that shit. I don't give a fuck, but yeah, I like doing this, so yeah. Anyways, see y'all in the next one. Have a good one, and bye.